Hello, welcome back to this mini series of how to start your business, get your business up and going on a shoestring. Okay, so here's what we had. So today I'm Dr. George Machaki or Dr. GAM or Dr. George. Here's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about using your business cards and using an analogy of a farmer planting seeds. Some plant them in order. That means you're doing market segments and everything. Some just scatter the seeds everywhere and hope something grows. Okay, now what you're going to do with your business cards, I look at when I say planting seeds, I look at a business card as your first communication tool that you could leave something with a potential client customer. Okay? And people say, well, Dr. George, you're a little outdated. We all have iPhones, we transfer data. I understand that. But what you have to say, you still need a face-to-face communication. You're in a low budget. You're doing something that is a service or a product, a very specific small niche. You only have one product, and now and you just started your business, and you want to get some name out there. So a business card also gives you some kind of like credibility, for lack of a better word. Or here's a business card. You'd be surprised. Sometimes I deal with some small businesses. They come over and ask me, "Do you want to do something?" I say, you always give me the same. I don't have any on me. That means you just probably just started, or you're working out of your garage, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because you're working at your garage and everything else, you're minimizing your expenses. That's why you could be very competitive with some of the larger organizations. I'm not belittling. I just pick up. You want to come up there and say, "Oh, here's a business card," and then or let me write down the number. They'll lose it, a piece of paper. Give them a business card. It has all the information you want on it, and we're going to go through here real quickly as a quick overview. And then that individual has that business card. He or she could either put it in a machine and save it on the data, or and then you'll find out I think that you need on a business card to make it feasible. Now, when you look at the cost for business cards, the business cards aren't that expensive. Well, I used to. Vista Print is where I've been using for a while. I'm not trying to put it. They do good. Very competitive, and the quality is fairly well good out of there. Okay. Now the pricing back then, I used to get something free, 500 for the first time. Now for 500, it costs me $25, which isn't bad. But if you buy 1,000, the more you buy when you look bundling, or when you talked about your pricing, the more you add to the price or services I provide you, I try to reduce the cost because it saves me. When you're talking expensive, it saves me that trip coming in there. So, but a business card you could post, you could do all over. So let's talk about planting your seeds for business cards or your career. When I go career, sometimes I used to teach at community colleges, several community colleges, and a lot of students would go for interviews or anything else, or they'd meet potential employers, for lack of a better word, and they say give you information you write down. You could have a business card, simple business card. George Machaki, student of large marketing, management, international business. You see how I just put in my three disciplines indirectly, and so. But when you're talking to somebody, you meet someone. You say, "I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a landscape. I'm looking for. Oh yeah, here I do that. Or I have a son. I have a friend, or somebody who's doing that. And what do? Here I have his business card here." Now what I did, I made the communication, I made the contact face to face or anything else, but then I give them something tangible that he or she could have put on a wall or anything else, or try to call me. Or then I could call them back, I look at the address, I get some information maybe, and I could say, "Hey, I remember we talked yesterday, I handed my business card, GAM Consulting or GAM Painting." "Oh yeah, yeah." Now you're planting the seed. And anything else, you have to plant the seed. You want new clientele, they have to know you're out there. You can't just go Google all that because you're going to be at the bottom of the list. Trust me. The bigger ones pay more for the ads, so they're up front. You're at page 9,500. Your business comes up, but you're doing very local. Remember, you're trying to satisfy a niche because right now the supply chain is kind of crappy, or you see a niche and you like to do something to satisfy that niche. Remember, it doesn't have to be a business; it could be non-profit, but still a business card. Okay, so let's see. You're planting your seeds. Let me go in here. Now I use this program here basically as conceptual maps. It's easier to discuss, and I picked that up when I was doing some teaching. Okay, so if I look at this seed, I want you to start thinking what a business card. Don't look at a piece of paper. I got a business card, and I keep them. doesn't do you no good. I got all the damn seeds. If I don't plant them, I can't get a harvest. So that's what you have to look at it. So now this one's planting them in a row. So it means you're doing your segment. You're segmenting your market real easily, and you're going to certain areas. I'm a landscaper. I don't want to go from here to here. I want to saturate an area, but I'm going to look at an area that is not doesn't have too much competition or newly developed subdivision, because then I'll be the first one in there. So I'm planting those seeds. The other one is I go to a restaurant. I go meet people. I'm in shopping, and I hear them talk. Oh, I got some business cards. I start putting them on their bulletin boards or anything else. I start giving it to my friends to hand out. Say any business card you give out, and say, hey, where do you get this business card? George gave it to me. George, indirectly, in my marketing, I may give him $5, $2 or something. I'm a low budget, so it doesn't cost you much. It's very inexpensive advertising, okay? So now, let's talk about the color type, because it's a different color. If I look at this one, you could go through black or red. Yeah, I'm old. Well, not old, I'm mature. I'm vintage, okay? All right, so if I'm looking at the black looks nice, it stands out, but it's black. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to read a lot of times. You have to look at things when you're looking at how people contrast. Yes, people who have, like me, have got glasses or in a darker area or something they can't see it. Red's okay, but still, red for some cultures may be offensive. So you got to be looking at colors. That's why I like, I like just a plain neutral one. That's just my recommendation. You could do whatever you want. Remember, it's like a coaching thing. But I want you to consider that when you're going. Just don't pick out this color and you're in an area that red is very offensive to that clientele you're trying to do because of a cultural background or preference that they have. Okay, now this one here, you get some business cards. Look, you have a lot of business cards, all one color, same. This one here basically just has the paintbrush and everything else. You know, something to do with painting. You have the name, you got this, you got a phone number, and you have his web page on there. No address or no nothing. And that's kind of a benefit to you in a way when we talk later if you want to put your address or not. Because if you put your address on your business card, they could say, oh, this person is operating locally. I want to hire him because I like to give back to the economy. The local economy. Or if I'm far away and I want to go to the area, I will try to go with FedEx. I think gives me an address instead of a PO box, and I have a local address. A lot of large companies do that. So when people are looking up, they say, oh, he's a local business person. That I could assist. I want to utilize his service. Got any problems? He's close by. I want to give that. And a lot of people want to help. What you're trying to do, you get in your niche within your community. That's how you start out. Don't mean now you're a startup, you're going to go other community. Let's say in a community that's high rich. Out here where I'm at, Barrington is a high economic area, okay? So I've got Barrington area, so when people see that, oh, he's from this area, he already knows the expectation I expect for people who have some cash, the additional income that they want to hand out. But now I use the same thing, and I go to, like, say, Wheeling or Chicago area or something, and you see the Barrington area because they're familiar with the geographic and the cultural differences and the economic systems of that area. They're like, whoo, Barrington, he's got to be damn expensive. I'm just a poor old person trying to make things meet. I better get someone from either Waukegan or something in the area that I know is in the same economic level that I am. You see, so be careful about the address. But it's your option. Think about it. And remember, you pay $25 for the first 500, and then you think, oh, I wish I had that. Don't worry about it. Hand them out. Use them out. Just scatter them out like I did on the other one. But you have, as long as the phone number is on there, okay? Or then you got this one. It tells you what you're doing. Okay, now basics of business cards. Here's what you have to do. And I'm moving this because later I'll put my face in here. Put your business name on here. Address, remember, we just discussed that up there. Phone or fax number. If you don't have fax number, that's okay. A lot of times, if you have a PC, it could also be a fax, and you could use one number and just say phone, fax, same number. People understand that because as a small business, you're trying to be, for lack of better words, efficient and effective. Now remember, you could also get another number because down the road when we talk about accounting expenses, real briefly, that's an expense you can start writing off against your taxes when you get an accountant. Down the road, we're not even there. It's just starting out. keep, you're just going forward. Your email, make sure you have an email address, and you can have your own personal email. I like to basically, if you are the controller of the account, Comcast I have, not that they're okay, but they're the fastest one so far when I'm talking about speed. So if I have Comcast on there, I'm the controller, I could have 10 other accounts. So I could have GAM Consulting, GAM Painting, GAM whatever I want underneath, as long as it hasn't been taken underneath that name. Remember we talked earlier that your web address should be already, you should at least get the domain and everything else on there and lock yourself in. Even if you're not going to open up a business for a while, it should be on that card. And if you have one, but I don't know how to develop that, don't worry, put it on the card, and then when people click on there, a lot of times they allow you, when you have the domain, put your name or the company name and just say this web is under construction. I think that's how defaults on that. So you look, oh, he's just updating his web. All right, and then later on you should update it. We'll talk about that down the road in the advanced series, or take some classes in advertising or entrepreneurship at your local community colleges. Okay, social media link if you have any. If you want your business to already establish a social media, remember you're just making it out there. You don't have to show them that you're out of your garage. You could just say, "Here is a George," and you have just things about like inside. If you're a landscaper, here's all my equipment and everything else. You don't see the outside because you don't know if it's in a unit or it's inside there. Okay, a picture of yourself. Now you don't have to have a picture of yourself. That just gives it more personal. If I like the person, look, if I have a picture of myself and then a predominantly certain culture, they may not like because how I look, and vice versa. So you might want to leave that be neutral. I usually put my picture on there. This is what you get because I'm a little older and I do consulting. So he looks like he has some whiskers behind him. Basic experience, for lack of better words, okay? That's your discretion. And the business card will put that on there. Now, the QR code, if later on I'll show you my business card, it has a lot of stuff. The QR code makes it easier. Now you're bringing technology in. A lot of the things like Vista and all they put the QR code included. You already paid for the card, and you have all the information, and they will basically create the QR code for exactly as that business card has it, so people can scan it and they have it. And I think if you have links on websites, it automatically link them to it, if I ain't mistaken. All right, I didn't have it on the business card I had because I was using that one while I was doing for school. Okay, now here's mine. And again, if it's an option, here's what you look. If you're doing some business and the supplier says this is free or it's optional, I say, how much does it cost? It doesn't cost you anything. I want it. Well, I'm not sure. What do you mean I'm not sure? It's given to you for nothing. Take it. But be careful. Sometimes it's free for 3 months, 6 months. They're going to get hooked on there, okay? So if you look at mine, it has a lot of information. You have this GAM, real easy design, no problem. Tells me what I do. I just knocked out this. Here's my cell number. Office number. It could be a home computer, like Zurich, GAM Consulting. This is with Comcast. My picture kind of looks a little credible. I aged a little more silver hair, and what I could do. Does that make sense? Okay, so we have that, and I think what else, and that's about it. So if I'm looking at this, I'll later on look at the time. But remember, take these series here and say, man, he talked about a lot. Doesn't give me anything. Man, he must be a marketer. No, or a politician. What basically I'm trying to do in planting seed, I want you to think, what kind of color do I want? What should I do? And remember, you're learning the business as you grow the business. And then as your business grows, you're controlling everything. You're taking classes here. You're looking at the YouTube. You're looking at BitChute. You're looking at Rumble. You're looking at different places that have people that, educational segment talking about that. And you're learning. And then as your business grows, that's how 500 business cards go like that. You start giving them out, and then basically what happens as your business grows, and you say, oh, I wish I had this, and you change the business card. And see, when you look at Vista Print, they already got my print and everything else, so if I had to do any kind of changes, it's easier. I don't have to set up all the format. It's all done, and they have all the different things, if you're a carpenter, plumber, or if you got a new product, or even new products, you have a business card somebody could print out, okay? So that's it. My name is Dr. GAM. I hope you enjoyed this breeze thing, and I'll see you next time. Let's see how many minutes this thing took. 14 minutes. I always try to keep under 5 to 10, but I think this is very important. And if you're a student, I'll do the 15 minute. If you're a student, remember, get a plain white business card or whatever and say marketer, or if you're an artist, at least have some pictures, some color in it. That I don't want you to be blah. You know what I mean? A student at large, so you can start handing those out also to people or to instructors. Hey, if you ever hear of somebody out there in another class, they're looking for an artist or they're looking for someone to do some coding, I do this on the side. And teachers will help you out. Students are too, remember, you got to start networking too. I'll have a whole thing of networking later on. That's all I have to say. Have a nice day. Bye.